Hi ladies, this is Lori and I will never diet again. I am so excited, finally! I'm a conservative Christian, a wife, mother, grandmother, pastor's wife, and my family and I have lived in Mexico since 2004. I'm so glad you've come to join me today. Welcome to my kitchen. It took 10 days, but finally the scale is moving down. And I checked last month, I thought it was because of COVID. It took nearly 11 days. I had a spot where the scale quit moving. So I guess that's that boat going, making its equilibrium level. So good things are happening. How are you today? Today is weigh-in Tuesday. I'm gonna weigh in not only what I lost in the last week, and now that it's a new month, I'm gonna give some totals for the last month, the last 30 days, and overall total weight loss. If this is your first time joining me, I am Bible-based. I have a biblical perspective to both my way of eating and also how I view what is happening in this world today. I will never diet again because I am eating God's original diet, and it is also the starch solution. So the starch solution follows under God's original diet, which has been helping me so much. And I am thrilled to share and vlog how it is affecting not only my physical body, but how it is affecting me overall. One of my big health issues is neuropathy, which at this point in time, the diet can help, but there is no cure to neuropathy. It is not a diet related or a diabetes type neuropathy. So the neuropathy is a genetic, as I was born with an overactive nervous system, and then I damaged myself as I have sports injuries. So I am dealing with some neuropathy from sports related injuries. So I'm hoping that the diet will help, and as I go along, if I find things that are helping me with the neuropathy, which will then help me sleep better and resolve the chronic fatigue issues that I deal with. But in the meantime, I'm limited on what I can do physically, but I praise the Lord for this wonderful, wonderful way of eating. It is satiating, and it has helped me drop so much weight so easily, I just can't believe it. And this last year, I pretty much experimented on myself. I mean, as Dr. Doug Lyle was saying that we feel bad, I do. I mean, it takes me a little bit longer to get over things, and I still kind of, traumatized myself that I allowed oil to come back into my diet for a period of 6 months while I was basically dating my husband, going out to breakfast, and I wasn't carrying my food with me, and the restaurants in our area just do not serve anything without oil in it. So I was eating some oil, and I regained 20 pounds. And then during the Christmas time, for just that Thanksgiving to Christmas period, I allowed the dairy back in the house for pastries, for croissants, and I made the croissants. I made croissants, and I was making cheesecake, and I gained a bloomin' 10 pounds from that dairy. Once I removed the dairy and the oil, beginning of January, boy, the weight just started coming right off. My body was so ready to get rid of it. In fact, my cholesterol went from 239 to 170 in just 29 days or less. It was 29 days later that I rechecked it. So it was unbelievable. So I was my own experiment, and I saw it for myself, and I will not return back to those two things, not allowing dairy or oil. It is not worth it to me. But it's a good thing to do experiments on yourself, or you can just learn from my mistake and say, hey, she did it to herself, and she's saying this is exactly what happened. I'm not going to do that to myself, and save yourself the trouble. But sometimes we learn from our mistakes, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. We learn from our mistakes, we get back up, and we go for it. So here I am. I'm ready to just finish what I started out to do back in 2020. And that is to finish losing all of the extra fat that I have on my body. I'm just gonna do the very best that I can by removing all of this old fat that is toxic to my body. It is not helping me at all. It's dangerous. It is dangerous fat that has to go because it's not gonna help me at all by keeping it. If you're over 50 like I am or close to it and you're going through menopause or been through menopause, I'm post-menopause. I went through it. Because I've been plant-based for 7 years, it really helped me a lot to be plant-based, and I've even learned more about how it's helped me go through menopause naturally by using Chinese seed cycling, which I often talk about. But now let's get over to what everybody came in to see today, which is the weight loss progress. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a recipe that I made this last weekend after going to a favorite restaurant and finding out that they were actually lying to me and were adding oil into that dish. I could just taste it. And so I came home and made it quickly, and I'm going to share it with you because it's a delicious dish and you need to know how to make this when you want something really scrumptious. My weight loss totals, I'm having to be very, very patient, and that's okay because I'm getting closer to where I was before. I'm getting closer to when I lost the original 58 pounds. That weight, it's very near to me. I so wanted and would love my goal to be losing 2 pounds a week and losing a total of 10 pounds. And the first month I did this, I just exceeded all of that. I was so excited. And as Dr. Doug Lisle taught me through the videos that I've watched this last month, is that my body needs equilibrium. And so the boat is a rockin'. My body's like a boat. I take some of the weight off and it unbalances the boat, and it's doing a lot of rocking. So it finally stabilized and I'm back down after fluctuating. It takes so far it'll be between 10, 11, 12 days. There might be a time where it just kind of goes up a little bit. I'm doing everything right. I'm staying on plan. I'm exercising, and the weight will fluctuate up 1 or 2 pounds, and it's just not moving down, and then it just starts going back down. So I'm in that stage where it is leveled off, and it's going to start going back down if I keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing and stay away from any added fats like nuts and seeds. If I stay away from that kind of stuff and keep exercising. My total weight loss in the last week was, I lost 5/8 of a pound. I'm gonna take it. It's going down. I lost 5/8 of a pound. In the last 30 days, I've lost 5.6 pounds. So according to Dr. Lisle, and he's got this on several videos, I just took a screenshot of some of these slides that he drew. He talks about the real math, and this is what the reality is. I know that I was so encouraged and challenged by the mother-daughter team that we're just able to slide the weight off by averaging 10 pounds a month. I don't know how they did it. Their metabolism, I don't know what to say. I mean, they might be more active than I am, which I'm sure without a doubt that is true, because I might only get 30 minutes of movement a day. But he says the real math is at a woman age 36, I know I'm 52, but anyway, that weighs about 166 pounds, which I weigh less than that, but he's talking about if they do 80%, if they're 80% compliant, he said that they're gonna lose 6 pounds in 6 weeks. So I'm doing way, way, way better. I'm way more compliant. I'm like 99.9, compliant to the McDougall program, to the Starch solution. The only thing is that I am allowing myself a 1 to 3 cashews a day, it depends. And I do seed cycling, which that's not part of the Chinese hormone balancing, is not part of the McDougall program. Not saying he's opposed to it. He probably doesn't even, he may not even know about it. I don't know. But I use it. I notice a huge difference because I need some hormones. 7 years going through perimenopause and menopause without any hormones. So you can imagine when I added some seeds in and I was like, ooh, there's some estrogen. I needed that. You know, most of the time, because people are eating processed foods, they don't need to add any extra estrogen. They're trying to get rid of estrogen. Well, I was flattened out. I had nothing for many, many years. So it did me a lot of good. All right, so in the last 30 days, like I said, I've lost 5.6 pounds. My overall loss in the past 30 days, my overall loss in the past 30 days has been, and that's the total for this year, 15.2 pounds. Over 15 pounds I've lost. Yay! I'm so happy. It's an average of 7.6 pounds a month. I can live with that. I'm doing better than the woman at 80%. In 6 weeks, she'll lose 6 pounds. I'm doing way better than that. I'm so excited. So I guess I'm gonna keep going for it. I'm gonna keep trying to hit my goal, and I'll get there when I can get there. It's gonna be this year. I'm thrilled. I'm super excited about it. Plus, I want to be ready. I want to have a good report when Chef AJ has me back on her live show in June. It's scheduled for June the 7th, and I'm looking forward to it, and I want to be a good example. So I'm pressing forward. I'm very motivated, and I'm not going to lose momentum by any stretch of the imagination. And I would love to hear how you are doing. Please give me an update about how you're doing. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'd love to help you out the best that I can. I'm mostly just vlogging right now. If I have a recipe, I'll share it with you. And then I like to take my recipes from my vlogs and then just put the recipe itself, because it's gonna be short, it's gonna be just 1 to 3 minutes long. And I put them in my little recipe section for the Whole Foods plant-based no oil section, so that when I want to remake the recipe and can't remember how, I've got it over there. I don't have to go fumbling through all of my vlogs trying to look for the recipe. It's going to be available to me quickly. So that's why I'm doing that. So I will repost the recipe to this wonderful dish that I'm going to tell you about right now. God bless you.
My husband took me out to eat, and I had a fresh lemonade with no sugar, and then this happened.
Hi ladies, how are you? Well, it is Sunday afternoon and it's already been a long day. It's 3:45 and my husband took me out to lunch, and unfortunately the restaurant that I was at lied. So have you ever had it happen where you go into a restaurant and you ask for no oil and then they bring you the dish and it has oil in it? Well, that's what happened to me today. I asked for their zucchini spaghetti, and I said, boy, I can taste oil in this dish. They said, oh, it's because they put a little oil in the water to cook the zucchini. I said, well, it doesn't need any. So they bring it back to me again, and then the waitress proceeds to tell me that the sauce has oil in it because they use a little oil when they sauteed the vegetables. And it's like, you know, if you're gonna misrepresent your dish when you ask for no oil and then come back to me twice with oil in the dish, I mean, what if I'm, you know, it's one bite from dying? I just think it was just really frustrating. So I'm gonna go home and make myself something yummy without oil. And I guess the next time I wanna go out, I just have to take my food with me. And that's just life. That's just the way it is. Fortunately, we didn't have to pay for it, so I'm glad about that. So I'm going to make a cauliflower-based ragu. This is layered with red onion, chopped garlic underneath. It has a head of chopped cauliflower. There's diced carrots, celery, and mushrooms. Mushrooms are optional. There is a sprig of thyme leaves and some chopped parsley. There's a good, I don't know, 1/4 cup of some tomato paste, and I'm going to add some spiralized zucchini to the top. And then I'm going to put this in the Instant Pot
on 0 minutes on low to see how this turns out. I might put in a half a cup of water. I seasoned this before I'm cooking it with some red pepper flakes, and I added a half a cup of water, and here I go. Let's see how this turns out. I ate one of my air fried fries. Yummy. Super good.
Okay, cook your these because I don't want the vegetables to overcook. They were chopped pretty small, so I hope it's not much.
This looks really, really good. I served my zucchini noodles up first. They're perfectly done. Now I'm going to stir the sauce up and add a few seasonings and see what I come up with. I just added some salt and pepper. And I'm wanting to blend the tomato paste in there. All right, time for a little taste. I would say if you want more tomato paste, you could add more tomato paste. Very good. So here is my zucchini pasta with a cauliflower ragu. My family called and tried to tempt me with the store-bought a frappuccino from a franchise. I said, no, thank you. So what did I do? I came in my kitchen. I made me some pero, P-E-R-O, mix with a 1/4 cup of hot water. Added it to a cup of ice cubes, a tablespoon of maple syrup, and one cashew because I'm losing weight. Blended that up, and now I have this delicious frappuccino. Guiltless. Like and subscribe, please.